Hello, 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 and greetings to you all. My name is Coach K, and I'm here to talk to you about how self love can help change your life. But before we start, I want you to know that although we live in a microwave fast world and people want things quick, fast, in a hurry, when you're working on self, it takes time. You have to be mentally prepared to go through the process because it's a journey. Self love is a part of your healing journey. So you're gonna have some good, you're gonna have some bad, you may stir up some emotions. Just be prepared for that. But the end result is to get you in a position of loving yourself to the point where you can excel in life, to where you can live your best life possible. Okay? So let me tell you a little bit about my journey with self-love. Like so many children, we grow up and we experience traumatic events, unwanted touch, sexual abuse, things of that nature. And when those things happen, it strips us of our ability to love ourselves because, like myself, for many and many others, sometimes you are really young when these traumatic events take place, and you get stuck at that age that traumatic event took place. And you can be a 30-year-old with your 6-year-old self. How do you learn to live, learn, and grow when parts of you are 6 years old? And sometimes people, they want to bury it. They want to bury it in the back of their minds and pretend that it didn't happen. Out of sight, out of mind. But then you wonder why you go through life and you have trouble with relationships. You have trouble with your professional relationships, with your career, because we never healed what's inside of us. So for me, I didn't like myself. I didn't love myself. I had issues with anger, and it took me a long time to realize that it's not my fault. And even after I realized that, I didn't know where to put that energy. There was no manuals to say this is what you do. So I went through life not liking myself. If someone said you were that I'm pretty, I'm like, okay. Like my self-esteem was low and my self-worth zero. But the moment I learned to love myself, the moment I realized that there has to be something better, I can be a better person. I could be a better sister, a better daughter, a better mother, a better wife, a better person in general. I decided to do some soul searching, some inner change, and I realized that I went back on the part of when I realized that it wasn't my fault and the person that was my aggressor took my power away from me. I decided to give my power back to me because ultimately I am the architect of my life. So I started small. I started small by saying to myself every morning, you are worthy. You are beautiful. It's not your fault. And then I learned how to forgive me for blaming myself for so many years for something that I had no control over. And I want you to understand this is a tough thing to do. This is why I want you to be mentally prepared for the roller coaster ride that you may have to experience. I also want you to understand that in that process, in that self-love healing process, you may not get an apology from your aggressor. And it's okay, because remember, apologies are not for the other people. It's for you. It's freeing to show you that you can move on with your life. Because a lot of the aggressors, they are moving on with their lives. They're doing whatever they want to. But we can be stuck at that age that horrific event took place. And I no longer wanted to feel like my life was being stagnant because I let something hinder my progression all these years. So it was time for me to take charge. And once I started loving myself, I started seeing things differently, hearing things differently, thinking differently. Your smell and even your taste, everything about you changes. And then you realize that when you speak to people, you speak to them in a more loving manner, and that is reciprocated back to you. When you're in darkness, the energy that you give off will be the same energy that you get back. That's why when broken people have broken and dark energy, they attract broken people to themselves. And I realized that even though I was going through darkness, I always wore a smile, and that became my facade, and my facade actually became me. And somewhere along the line, I got lost in the process until I took a stand for myself. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. You have to believe in yourself even when others don't. And when you don't believe in yourself, you'll find it hard that people will tend to believe in you because they can sense that. And once I realized that I had a lot of life to live, a lot of love to give, starting with myself, I was able to move forward with a real smile and genuine help to people. Not just helping people or trying to fix people to make me feel good about myself. I actually had a smile that was a genuine smile. And when I reached out to help someone, it was because I genuinely wanted to help them. And it's not that I didn't want to help them in the beginning genuinely. It's just I didn't understand that how could I fix someone else or help someone else if I could not help or fix myself. So now I'm a better mother, a better wife, a better sister, a better daughter. Progression in life has been, of course, ups and downs because you're human, and never forget to be human. Why? Because God rested on the seventh day. So how are we superhuman? And we wear that S on our chest, and what are we? Bigger than God? We need to rest. We need to take a mental time out. We need that for balance in our lives. So that's also a part of self-love, giving yourself balance, self-care, setting boundaries, which I had to do, setting boundaries, knowing what you will accept from people. Because when you have low self-esteem or no self-love, no self-worth, you allow people to do what it is that they want to do to you. When you begin to love yourself unconditionally, you no longer let that happen because you set boundaries. Boundaries for yourself, boundaries for other people. So remember, this is a journey for life. This is a journey for betterment. This is a journey so you can live your best life possible. And remember, it's not a quick fix. Absolutely not a quick fix. So I'm going to share with you why self-love is key. Self-love teaches us how to let go. Because when you hold on to things, it hinders your progression in life. So something happened to you and you tried to push it in the back of your mind and you thought you forgot about it, and then you listen to a song that's playing on a radio and all of a sudden it starts stirring some emotions that you have and you're wondering why. You never began your healing process. Same thing with watching TV. You see something on TV that is remotely close to what may have happened to you in your past, and you go on that roller coaster ride or you get a little emotional. That's because you never started your healing process. You have to accept it, acknowledge it, stand in your truth about it in order to help yourself heal and grow. That's self-love. That is self-love. Like I mentioned before, forgiveness. Forgive yourself for blaming yourself for something that was not your fault. And let's just say that you did hold some blame in something. Forgive yourself because you cannot change the past. But if you can't change the past, why drag it into your future and hinder your progression and growth in life? And remember what I said about forgiveness. Sometimes you will not get that apologies from your aggressor. So don't feel bad that you didn't get that apology. Just know that you're still worthy. Happiness. We are all in the pursuit of happiness. We just go different ways about getting it done. But remember, self-love brings us inner happiness. Self-love gives us that inner happy glow that shines and people feel your energy. So when you're talking and you're expressing yourself, people are believing you now, opposed to you overdoing it. So remember, self-love gives you happiness. Positive thoughts. Remember, this is important, I want you to remember this. Be careful of your thoughts, words, and actions, especially to yourself. Why? Because you're listening. You're listening. You're listening to yourself. If you talk bad to yourself, it seeps in. You internalize it. So remember, think positive thoughts. Self-love helps with that. When you love yourself unconditionally, you reward yourself, you celebrate yourself, you really don't have time to think negative thoughts about yourself. So remember, when you think positive thoughts, it shows. Your energy towards people, the energy that you get back from people, it shows. Self-love is key. Believe in you. Remember, if you don't believe in you and you try to talk to someone and explain something or try to help a person, if you don't sound believable, they're not going to believe you. If you don't believe in you, how can you expect anyone else to believe in you? Remember, you get one you. Treat you good. Self-love is definitely key. So remember, believe in you. This one here is very important. Trust God. It goes hand in hand with believing in yourself. When you trust God and you let God lead the way, it doesn't make a difference who's against you. If God is with you, you will prosper. I personally wait for God's green light in order for me to do anything in life. Because sometimes when we don't wait for God's green light and we go on and rush things and try to get it done, we'll find ourselves going around and around and around in circles, wondering why we can't get it done. Because we're not ready. And God did not give you that green light. So trust God. And it goes hand in hand with letting go. Love yourself enough to let go. Things that you cannot change, trust God. Trust that God will handle it. Give it to God. It's in the past. Let God handle it. You are worthy. Self-love teaches you that you are worthy of greatness. You are worthy of anything that you put your mind to. You have taken back your life remote from your aggressor, and now you believe in yourself, you trust God, and now you know that you're worthy because you love yourself unconditionally. You can give love, you can receive love, you can recognize love, and you can spread love. Why? Because you recognize that you're worthy. Never forget that. Self-love will let you know that you're worthy. And remember, self-love is a healing journey. And it's your journey. So remember, take your time. There's no rush. If God gives you another day, He gives you another day to be better on your journey. So why not give yourself a fighting chance? It's okay. Remember, you're human. Things take time. You have to be mentally prepared for the roller coaster ride for your journey on your self-love journey. So I want you to start today. Give yourself a fighting chance. Start today. Why? Because you're worth it. You always hold the key. You've always held the key. You just didn't love yourself enough to recognize the signs. It's not your fault. You live, you learn, you grow. You live, you learn, you love, and you grow. Beginning with yourself. So remember, you have the key to being your best self. You have the key to living an abundant life of purpose. Start today. And when you're ready, contact me, your Coach K, yourcoachk@gmail.com. I will always be around to assist you on your journey to self-love, on your healing journey to self-love, because I know what it takes to walk that road. I know that there are hurdles. I know that there are roadblocks. I know that there are so many different emotions that you will go through on your journey. So I'm here for you. Shoot me an email, yourcoachk@gmail.com. And remember, whatever you do it with love. But before you can do it with love, you must first, what? Love yourself. I have a saying that I say to people, from the bedroom to the boardroom and all else in between: self-love is key. Why? Because with self-love, you have the confidence to go out for that promotion on your job. You'll have the confidence to stand up for yourself and not let people take advantage of you. You'll have the confidence to be a better person in your relationships, may it be personal or business. Remember, self-love is key. Self-love allows you to communicate on an effective level. Effective communication is the best communication. It allows you to trust yourself. It allows you to open up your heart to others. Spread love and joy. That's what the world needs. The world needs so much more of the love that we can bring to the table. Only love can stomp out hate. Remember that. And if you love yourself unconditionally and you feel that love, like I mentioned earlier, you have a beautiful glow. So like I said, if you need me, I'm here for you. yourcoachk@gmail.com. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye-bye.